In the middle of America's bloodiest war, one man invented a machine capable of unheard-of destruction. But Richard Gatling didn't want to make war worse. He thought he could end it. Welcome to Inventing America, the podcast that dives into the untold stories of inventors who reshaped the world, and whose motivations were often more complicated than we think. Today, we explore a paradox, a man who created one of history's most feared weapons, in the hope that fewer men would die. This is Inventing to End War. Richard Jordan Gatling was born in 1818 in North Carolina. A natural tinkerer, he invented a screw propeller for steamboats by age 21, only to discover the Navy had already patented a similar design. Still, he pushed on. Over the years, he developed a grain drill, a rice sewing machine, and improved toilets and bicycles. But it was the American Civil War that would lead to his most infamous invention. Appalled by the carnage of disease and combat in the war, Gatling reasoned that a single operator controlling a rapid-fire weapon could reduce the need for large armies, and, by extension, reduce deaths. In 1861, Gatling invented the Gatling gun, a hand-cranked, multi-barrel firearm that could shoot up to 200 rounds per minute. Unlike single-shot muskets, the Gatling gun was efficient, mechanical, and deadly. But its purpose, according to Gatling, was not indiscriminate slaughter. He wrote, "It occurred to me that if I could invent a machine gun, which could, by its rapidity of fire, enable one man to do as much battle duty as 100, it would supersede the necessity of large armies." He believed that better technology could discourage war. Initially, the Union Army didn't fully adopt the gun. It was expensive, heavy, and ahead of its time. But by the late 19th century, the Gatling gun saw use in colonial wars, in the Spanish-American War, and eventually in early 20th century conflicts. Gatling's story raises an enduring ethical question. Can a weapon of war be moral if its purpose is peace? Though his invention increased firepower dramatically, it also foreshadowed an arms race that continued into modern warfare. Machine guns changed how wars were fought, and how many lives were lost. And yet, Gatling saw himself not as a destroyer, but as a doctor of sorts. He had a medical degree. He wanted to stop the suffering he saw in hospitals and battlefields, not add to it. Richard Gatling died in 1903, having witnessed his gun become both feared and celebrated. Today, his name is etched into the history of firearms and misunderstood intentions. The modern Gatling-style rotary cannon, used on military aircraft, bears his name. But few know the man behind the barrel. He reminds us that invention is rarely simple. Ideas have lives of their own once released into the world. And sometimes, what begins as a tool for peace can evolve into an instrument of war. Thanks for listening to Inventing America. We hope this first season opened your eyes to the hidden inventors behind everyday objects and extraordinary ideas. If you enjoyed the series, please rate, review, and share. And stay tuned for Season 2, where we'll meet even more forgotten minds who changed the course of history. See you next time on Inventing America.